was coming up, and just reminding them of the importance not only of that day, but of everyone that sacrificed their lives for our safety.
It is something that's almost fading a little bit.
Yeah.
And I hate to see that because it's a stark reminder of what happened and what can happen.
Yes. Yeah,
So
thanks
I'll
for.
second that.
Yeah, motion and a second. Again, thanks again, Mike, for your efforts. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, nay? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much. Jeremy, looks like we have pay application connected to Anchorage Road.
Yeah, we keep moving forward with this project. So you have pay application number 47 in the amount of $840. This is for engineering work. We're hoping that this will bid in a couple of months. Most likely construction time for next year. I think we'll be too late in the fall for them to do much this year, but still a lot of utilities being moved. Hopefully that'll be done here shortly and go to bid, and we can start construction early in spring next year.
And just a reminder that that road will be closed again next week to get on to US 30. So
Yeah.
either people trying to come off of 30 and get over to 15, or people trying to use Anchorage Road to get onto 30 or beyond. A reminder that it will be closed at the intersection of 30 and Anchorage, so.
Is that a whole closure just during the day and then they're going to open it up at nighttime?
You never know.
Oh, you never
Yes,
know.
Yeah,
yes,
I
okay.
think it is, yeah. So they send it to Aaron. Aaron, I'm assuming you send it to the mayor.
Yeah, I went out to the mayor's office to distribute. So yeah, so next week, the access to Anchorage Road from US 30 will be closed during working hours every day next week. But they'll open it up. I don't know the definition of working hours exactly. I assume by 5 PM each day it'll be opened up. Similarly, on Monday and Tuesday, they're going to have lane restrictions on 30 for a period of 1 to 2 hours. That's the state's business to accept, but it will cause some traffic concerns in town during that period of time. And what's going on is the NIPSCO Gas has to do some boring of some gas mains through under US 30 from Anchorage Road over to 200 north for the Parkview development going on right now. So,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome.
That was a long preliminary to making a motion to accept this pay application.
Okay, I'll second that.
And related to that, the short and ever-evolving long-term pain of all the construction, I would say, is actually a good thing because it's going to lead to more redevelopment and just a better situation when it's done. So thank you for everybody's patience, and thanks for that information. A motion to approve and a second? I have
Yes,
that.
second.
I'll call the question. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thanks, Jeremy. I think you had one more item.
Yep. You got pay distribution number 6 for the Union Station's loss in the amount of $81,746.61. This will be the final dollars coming out of that bond account for the GACI, or the Union Station loss project. And the documentation for that payment is attached. This was a bond issuance through the Redevelopment Commission, Redevelopment Authority, and the Redevelopment Authority gave you, the Board of Works, permission to approve those disbursements.
This amount, Jeremy, is just under 90,000.
Yeah, so 81,746.61. That'll be the final pay from the bond, and then it also have ORI funds, but that will run through the ORI organization.
It's taking shape.
It is.
I'll make a motion, we approve the pay app as presented.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second to approve the request. Any final discussion? Call the question. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Jeremy, before you sit down, can you give us tentatively a timeline, what they're communicating with you to construction and when it might be done, or?
Yeah, so I think they're hoping to be probably opening up leasing probably early next year, so
Okay.
with a hope that around June, July of next year it would be, so maybe late summer, early fall would be final construction. But they'll probably do pre-leasing, probably sometime around spring of next year they'll start pre-leasing.
Thanks again for your efforts. I know there's been a lot of hands in this, but
Yep.
appreciate that. Okay. Thank you. Aaron, pay application, Center Lake Pier.
Presented for your consideration is the release of retainer / final pay application invoice for the Center Lake Pier construction project with Milestone Contractors LP. They have successfully satisfied their contract obligations and completed all work, and we have accepted that work. And it is my recommendation that we pay their final payment in the amount of $19,019.34. With that, the total contract will have cost the city a total of $380,386.74, which is $17,451.26 below the original contract value. So, good news when we can come in and close out a contract with some savings, so.
Lots of work here, lots of individuals in here helping us get to this point, and the reality is it's not in the lake anymore. That's a good thing. And again, I appreciate you and the others, your efforts to get us to this final.
This was a fun one and cross-departmental in several regards, and also big community impact, so, yeah.
Thanks a lot,
These are
Aaron.
great when these go well.
Larry?
If I could share something with you, we had an E. coli positive test at Pike Lake the other day, and one of the comments made to me was, how is Center Lake? And I said, it's fine. And the comment back to me was, maybe the pier removal helped. And I said, absolutely, so it's a good thing.
So now we have to start looking for money to remove the one at Pike.
That's on to the next, on to the next
And
project.
get a pier into Center Lake. We're working on all of that.
Yeah, I know, we've got a lot going on, but it
Yeah.
makes things accessible and safe
Right.
for our community to enjoy the lake. So I'll make a motion that we approve this final pay application.
Second.
Motion and a second. Again, thanks, Aaron.
You're welcome.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you. Fire Department, Chief Schilling.
Morning. In front of you is a contract for legal representation for the fire territory. So we previously used Birch Kaufman, with Jack Birch was our territory attorney. Since he got the public defender position, he is no longer practicing private law. So working with Scott and Jack, we've reached out to Adam Turner of Turner and Valentine. And so Adam was approved by the Territory Board July 1st, last Tuesday. So this is just a continuation of Jack Birch's contract. It's the same terms, just with Turner Valentine. So both Jack, Adam, and Scott have reviewed the contract and all feel that it meets all the requirements that we need. Jack Birch's portion of the retainer, he kept half the year for his 6 months term, and then has turned the other portion of the retainer over to Turner Valentine.
Yeah, so Jack Birch, it was the fire territory, and he was selected and has started on July 1st as the Kosciuszko County Public Defender. So he's no longer allowed to practice private law in that position. Adam Turner has done a great deal of municipal work. He holds different positions for Kosciuszko County and Winona Lake and different things. So he's an excellent replacement for Jack, and I thought it worked out well that the money that had previously been paid for Jack's year-long retainer, Jack kept the first half, or the first 6 months of the year that he worked, and distributed the remaining half to Adam, so that Adam is paid through the end of this year for the retainer portion of the contract.
I want to thank the chief for his efforts. This is going to be your third attorney, am I right?
Correct, yes.
His efforts along with Scott, and then back to the gentlemen that have served, and now Adam's willingness to step forward. The fire territory did give a favorable recommendation for this. They looked at the same thing, and it was sort of neat. Adam, again, has filled in with, remember when Mike Valentine was our attorney. The fire territory approved it, and so we brought Adam from the general population up to this seat, which it's always good to have an attorney next to us. This will make sure that he's going to get paid, so, if you approve.
Yeah,
Did I
based
say that
on,
right, Chief? Is that good?
Yes, that's correct.
based on everything you just said.
Well, I was just going to say, except that they didn't leave because they don't like the fire territory. They leave because they were moving
Other
on to other
opportunities.
opportunities.
Adam actually did a good job talking to the fire territory board about that. It's just the realities of the world we live in
It
today.
is,
So,
yes.
but I'm back to the chief, and hey, I've said countless times he's doing a great job, and stuff's being thrown at him, and appreciate you going through this so I didn't have to.
Yep.
So I will make that motion that we approve the contract for legal representation.
And I'll second that.
Motion to approve along with a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thanks,
Thanks.
Chief. HR Department, Denny. We have 3 items here today.
Yep, I'll start with a travel request. As you can see, we've got a fairly large group from our wastewater plant. They're going to be going to the Indiana Water Environment Association's annual conference. This is where they go for their continuing education credits and things of that nature for their certifications.
Looks like the entire travel request summary sheet is that.
We got to walk into,
Yes, and then there was the walk-in that I handed out before the meeting. One of our officers was requested to go down to Plainfield to help instruct at the basic course. So that travel request is for that purpose for next week.
Do you have that in front of you?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the walk-in again? Would you just, give the officer, can you state the name? Do you want to do that? I don't want to be out of turn here. And then the amount, just for the record, Chief?
Yeah, this is for,
You okay with that? Yes. Okay, thank you.
this is for Officer Lucas Vanderhart. He's going to be going down and teaching the EVO, so vehicle operations.
The date is from 7/6 to 7/11
Correct.
of this year, and the total amount for meals is $440. That's the amount. Am I correct?
Yes, yeah. And ILEA will provide his room for him.
Thank you for doing it. I just wanted it for the record.
Yes, absolutely.
Any questions from the board on this walk-in along with the travel request summary sheet, Lynn?
excuse me, but that's a little high for the meals because it's only $80 a day, isn't it? With our travel costs.
Let's see here, it's from 7/6 to 11,
Okay.
5 or 6 days at 80. Lynn, I want to
All
make
right.
sure are you good?
Got it.
Thanks.
I
No.
read it wrong, the days. Sorry.
Math is hard.
Oh, good. Any other questions? Thanks for that. Any other questions?
He was asked to do that, Scott? Was it-
Chief?
Yes, the academy's in dire need of instructors, and it's kind of a last minute request.
Well, kudos, yeah.
Lucas Vanderhart was recently certified as an instructor. They're also required within their first year to have so many hours of instruction. So it's hard, this benefits both he, our department, and the state as well, so. And it is contingent upon them being able to provide housing, so they have the new academy, they have rooms, should have rooms available. If not, then he won't be attending.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, Chief.
Brian, did you leave anybody minding the store? Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll make a motion that we approve all of these travel requests, including the walk-in.
And I'll second. Is that okay with
Yeah, that's, he did say, legal said it's fine.
that? Okay, I'll second that.
All right, there's been a motion to accept those on the agenda as well as the walk-in. Any further comments, Denny?
No, sir.
Call the question. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you. Next item, Denny?
Yeah, the new hire change payroll report, we've only got 2 items on there this month. The first being a promotion of Angela Lundy. She's been working up in the building planning department as one of the admins. She's been doing a great job. She's going to be promoted to building inspector and start that training and learning how to get out there and help Rob out with getting the buildings inspected. The other is just a removal of a stipend from one of our detectives.
Any questions on those two?
No, I'll move. We approve that new hire and change report.
I'll second that.
Congratulations, Angie. I'll call the question. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, good. And last one.
Yes, sir. And then finally, this is a contract with GT Solutions. A couple years, 3 years ago, we started a basic leadership program for the city employees. I've been looking for a way to get to that next evolution so that we can keep something going and keep it fresh in everybody's mind. And I reached out to Scott Green, who is GT Solutions, and he's helping me put together a program for a second phase and a third phase, and hopefully we can keep it going after that. The other part of his contract is that he is going to be available for any of our leaders to be able to call if they need somebody to talk to and be able to keep that confidential. We do that for our employees, have a program, our police and firemen have a program for that. A lot of times our leaders don't have anywhere to go or anybody to talk to, so we want to make sure that they have somebody that they know they can call and keep it confidential as well. So he'll be doing that as well with this contract.
Starting with Denny, when I came into office, I've talked to you two about it and council members. Just what can I provide or encourage citywide, starting with the leadership, and that would be me as well. What can we do to encourage? What can we do to teach? How about this? Remind everybody what good culture is. We're in the service business. We serve the taxpayers. How can we get through the day better, and as a result, better serve the citizens? Denny's leadership with this, I've played a part in it, small part in it, and then several department heads that are in here. It's always easier said than done. They have worked very hard, and they've been patient to go through some of this stuff, and it's also reaching our employees, and it has been very positive, and so trying to continue as well as grow it and protect good culture. I just appreciate your efforts with this and your desire to continue to move this direction. We have department heads in here. They don't have to speak, but maybe some heads nodding. Good. Has it been bad? Is it, what would you say? I know Larry has implemented stuff. Has it been overall a positive thing? Department heads? Yeah. Yeah. Got your head going that way. I can't hear it. Yeah, good. So, and I just appreciate everybody's willingness to do it. And again, it goes back to Denny's efforts. Any questions for
I
Denny?
just had one question. Is the difference between the fall and the spring cost because you've already purchased the
Correct,
materials and then, okay.
Yep, the initial class is because he's got to put that together. And then the second class is cheaper because he's already got all the work done on the first
Okay.
class. So
Okay.
that's
Because
the
it looked
difference.
like the same amount of employees
Yes,
could go
yep.
through, and I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
And will it be 25 different employees in each one then?
Correct, yes.
Okay. I'm just curious.
It's
Yeah,
good,
we've-
good questions.
We've done, the phase one, we've done 6 classes now, and I think we've got 130 employees that have been through the first phase, so.
So that's almost half.
It's been an awesome program. The department heads have been great. They've been very supportive. They keep sending me people, and as long as they want it to stay around, we're gonna keep it going and try to move on to those next steps and just keep getting better.
I know I get to visit with department heads when we're doing budgets, and I've heard great things about this, so I'd make a motion that we continue this.
I'll second that.
Any further comments?
I appreciate your support.
Sounds good.
I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Denny.
Thank you.
Park Department, Larry.
Yeah, if we could, I would like to pull the request. We had a stagehand that wasn't going to be able to work, so we were going to replace her, but she is able to work, so we don't need to run this contract through. So, thank you very
Unanimous
much.
consent. I'll move that we withdraw the request. Any objections?
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks,
All right.
Larry.
That was the fastest one so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
The danger is that parliamentary language, it sounds like Washington DC. All right, so
That's right.
sorry about that. Didn't take 5 or 6 hours. So,
We could be here all night.
yeah, well, they were last night, so. Plan Department, outdoor seating. Angie, thank you.
Right, I am presenting to the board for your approval, the outdoor seating area in front of 112 West Market Street. The outdoor seating area, as proposed and implemented, adheres to the rules regarding outdoor seating adopted by the council this year for businesses located within a C4 zoning district. These rules address the ADA compliance, public safety, and aesthetics. And I have a copy of the concept drawing that has been provided by the business owners, if you guys need that as well.
I think at the last page, you can
Yeah, we
see
have.
it. There's
Yeah,
a
I think
photo.
I can
Thanks,
see it.
Angie, for that. They do have
Yep.
they can see it. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. I also have the certificate of liability insurance if you need a copy of that as well.
That's a cute little shop.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. It's nice to have stuff. So,
Any questions for Angie, or?
no, so based on your recommendation, I'll make a motion, we accept the outdoor seating.
I'm just
Proposal.
excited by all the outdoor seating that we have, and walking downtown or driving through and just seeing everybody out enjoying it, so I'll second that.
It has been, again, I agree, and I've said it a few times, the patience that the downtown merchants have had, as well as citizens, and then the plan department, Angie here today, but Justin, the general guidelines that we've set up, just that we need to have that, and everybody's been working to make it happen, and the neat thing is, like Diane just said, it is happening. People are using them, so really a good thing. I'll call for the vote. We did have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Street Department. Thanks, Dustin.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Just requesting permission to enter into a contract with BS Engineering. This contract has the design and of milling and repaving, just a pavement preservation for the area of Parker Street and Husky Trail, extending on around Patterson Road out to 75 North. So this is the area right in front of Menards. Coming up off of 30, the ingress egress out to US 30 from that area, going about from Martin's intersection just short of the roundabout on east and back around. That area of pavement, I believe you put in probably 2005-ish. So again, this is a pavement preservation tool. We've microsurfaced it in the past, done some patching, but that area sees particularly a extreme heavy amount of traffic. So before we get into problems or issues with the subgrade, we want to do a surface treatment on that. So says here, it may be part of a 2026 Community Crossings grant. Again, we got to get the engineering done. We're not sure what that avenue is going to look like just yet, but our goal is to have a few different projects on the shelf and ready to go with to maximize as much opportunity as we can when that those details do evolve.
So I'm sure if people don't read carefully, they're going to be thinking, oh my gosh, that whole road's going to be closed, but this is a next year project.
Yes. So yeah, we're not going to do it this year while the bridge is going on. So and part of that, this agreement is for $57,600, not to exceed. MOT is a lot about that, or a lot of that for the amount of traffic that it's going to see and being able to control that traffic. There'll have to be a very, very detailed plan in place for when this happens.
I'll make a motion that we approve this, and I'm glad that we are taking these steps.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you, Dustin.
Thank you.
Good morning, Brian. Looks like, just like the last Board of Works, you got quite a few things here you need to get through. The first one is pay app from, is it Wessler?
Yeah, this is for the rehabilitation we've been doing this year, is pay app 6 for professional services for that.
The amount of $3,501.25.
Correct.
I'll move we approve that.
I'll second that.
Motion to approve along with a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Next item, Brian, another pay app.
Now, this is for the Insight pipe. They're the ones doing the lining. So this is the work they have completed to date. There's really just a few lines left to do. We found a few when they went to line them that needed some repair work or whatnot. And so we're doing that, and then they'll be back in to finish those couple lines up that we have to do yet.
That's exciting. It's been a long project, but I'm glad we're doing it and preserving it for years to
Yeah.
come.
We try and do several $100,000 a year to bring our system up to where it needs to be, keep it up where it needs to be.
I'll make a motion that we approve this pay application with Insight Pipe Contracting.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Another item, Brian?
This is for the Timber Ridge Storm Sewer Project that's going on for payoff 1 for G&G Hauling for $57,250.23. That project also is well on its way to completion. There will be a phase 2 and 3 in the coming years, but the initial phase here is almost complete.
Any questions for Brian on
No,
this?
I'll make a motion we approve the pay app as presented.
I'll second that.
I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I think you have one more, Brian.
Yeah, this is an amendment to a current contract with AECom. I just talked about phase 2 and 3. This will take phase 2 to like a 90% design, which is a project we're gonna need to do early next spring on the heels of phase 1 to make sure we don't create more issues with what we've done in phase 1. And then it also starts getting phase 3 closer to a design, looking at different flows, storm events, and seeing what some of our options are. This is it's an older neighborhood. I believe it was a county development, so there was not a lot of storm drains put in. Pretty much everything is surface flow right now with a very limited storm system out there, and it's causing some major problems for a few of the property owners. And then there's quite a bit of grade changes in areas, and you get pretty deep water flowing at a very rapid rate. And if someone were to walk through it, they might lose their footing, or so there's some safety concerns, and we're just trying to address some of these issues and make this a better neighborhood.
I'll make a motion that we approve this pay application for the engineering services and improvements.
It's
Second.
not a pay application, it's just an amendment to the
contract.
contract, sorry.
Sorry. For the contract, for the engineering services for this.
Now I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second to approve the amendment. I think I'm reading number 3 for the engineering. Thank you for that. Any further questions or comments, Brian?
Nope.
Call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian, for all you do. Claims, any special claims, Lynn?
No special claims.
Takes us to the claims docket. It looks like we've got the regular and then for June. Any questions from the board?
I didn't see anything else, did you?
No, there were a lot of them.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Then they're all special.
There you go. There you go, George. Thanks.
We can discuss that later.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So I will make a motion that we approve the claims dockets as presented.
And I'll second that.
Motion to approve along with the second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Ayes have it. That takes us to the meeting review. Any questions or comments from anybody that's here today? Before I open it up to questions, I'm going to put the new chief, now over a year in, Chief Schilling. If you'd come on up, I have a question for you. Or your comments for the good of the community. July 4th weekend, any suggestions you have for people that are enjoying this weekend and celebrating this event?
Typically, I pass these on to the fire marshal, so I don't have to answer the questions. The Fire Marshal Williams did an excellent article with the papers, so I would recommend them to look that up. But yeah, just follow the manufacturer's recommendations on the fireworks, and always have a hose or a bucket of water around you as well, in case the fire gets out of control. And know the number to call if there's an emergency.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, no
And
problem.
I saw the article in the Area Lakes magazine about
Yeah.
you and Jeremy. You guys are
Yep.
probably famous now.
Yeah, I tried pawning that one off on him as well, but he drugged me into it.
was
But no.
good, though. Did you see it, Jeff?
No, I have not.
It's really good.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Good work, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. I'm not done yet, Chief Whitaker. Come on up here. Yeah, come on up. Changes that have been happening at the department, you've been handling that really well. Another change that I think is coming sooner than later is we're gonna have a police dog retire. Is there something going on there in the works?
Yeah, I happened to mention something to Attorney Scott Royce earlier, just because of the contractual agreement. But yeah, we expect here in the next couple Board of Works, we'll be bringing a contractual agreement to you for Bubka with the handler being Corporal Zartman. That he's been assigned to the Warsaw Schools the last 6 years, but looking to retire Bubka. So
Can Bubka come to that meeting when we officially do that?
say that
Can
again.
Bubka come to that meeting when we officially?
Absolutely, and that's we're trying to time it because of vacations and such, so that Corporal Zartman can bring his family and Bubka
He's a good.
for that Board of Works. I believe it'll probably be in August.
Such an important part of the department, and with that retirement, you're likely going to have to seek out an additional dog or two. How's that gonna work?
So we have 2 other canines currently assigned to Patrol Division, and as you know, we went to 4 shifts this past year. The idea is to eventually have a dog per shift, so that we're not having to call out for that canine and have one readily available. The timing's a big issue when it comes to response, when it comes to the canine for searches and such. But so ideally, we have 2 officers that have interest, that have identified themselves as having interest in being a canine handler. So we would like to add at least 2 more to our, as we anticipate retirements in the not so distant future with our other 2 canines. So we want to be prepared for that as well and try to offset those so that we always have a couple viable canines available to us to call. Now, as far as the school, whether we have another canine assigned, that'll probably be kind of left to the school and determine that we certainly have 2 officers that are previous canine handlers in the school system as SROs, so that's certainly a potential.
Obviously, very, very important to the efforts of the police department to serve the public, and my guess is it's not a cheap thing either. this process. What's the process like and usually the general cost to
Yes,
to
we've
get
been
to
very
the finish
fortunate
line?
in the years past that we've had donors provide us with the funds to both for the purchase of the canines and for the training. So we looked into the cost, kind of going into this past year. I think it's roughly $13,000 per dog plus an additional 6 to 7 for the training, which is pretty extensive. So approximately $20,000 per canine.
Okay. And you've had donations support these efforts? What's that? Help me there.
We've had an individual donor that's helped with 2 previous, and those were the last 2 I believe that we picked up were from a private donor. I certainly did not put it into the budget for 2026.
Okay.
So I guess with that being said, that,
There's where I didn't even know, I just found this out, talking to the attorneys. So you would accept donations like you have in the past to support this very important and expensive effort. to serve
absolutely.
the community.
We certainly aren't soliciting
Right.
donor funds, but we do not have it in the budget for 2026. So if outside of donors or grants, then it's not going to happen until at least 2027.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about, that we're going to need to act on this, and you had a brief discussion with him, so I appreciate that. That's why I thought I would ask, and again, it's incredible what you're able to do with these dogs to help serve. I remember as a school teacher, not just in our schools to protect our youth, but also in the community, and protect the officers, so.
Yes, each dog is unique and they have dual purposes. Bubka was certainly not a biting dog, but was for drug searches and for searches of lockers and vehicles. Was used a lot over the last 6 years, so great service to us and to the school system. Look forward to celebrating him in the future. So.
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed Safety Day. I attended it and was there for quite a while, and one of the areas was a display of what the dogs can do, and I will admit the power and speed. When they asked for volunteers, I did not step forward. I thought I'd stay away. It's incredible how they're trained and what they're able to do.
I agree.
Yeah.
So donation is possible, but you wouldn't want like my little Yorkie dog.
We would prefer for the
Trying to
donation
get
of
rid of
funds.
your
They
We should
want
clarify, we're
money,
looking for
not a
donation of
dog.
funds, not dogs, please. So,
Yeah.
We'll let the professional, the experts.
Trying to clear it up.
These canines typically would go through whatever organization or a company, but they're trained, and the officers will show up for the training, and they will literally try to match them with the canine so that they're a match. So they don't really have a dog until they actually get to the training.
Yeah, as I well know, I think we went through 18 puppies until we found one that could be trained as a service dog, so.
Yeah, very similar.
Yeah, and so, the breed that you use, the Malinois, they are bred to have those characteristics, but not every dog passes the grade, and so it's, the dogs themselves are quite expensive because of that. And then they have the initial training, like you said, and then you have the training for the officer on top of that, and then they need their protective equipment and all of those things as well that goes along with them, so, and their veterinary care, which
Yes.
is,
George, Yorkies can be more vicious than Bubka, because Bubka's the sweetest little dog.
Don't rule it out.
Diane, your
So
comment.
don't rule Yorkies out.
Yeah. Your comments too, I remember when I was at the Safety Day, all of the commotion, and those dogs were not bothered by that. They
Yeah.
it was incredible. Again, the power, speed, and then the training with all of it.
their focus
Their
is
focus, when they
unbelievable.
wanted them to focus, boy, they did focus. They met the mark, so.
Well, with 4 shifts,
That too.
2 dogs can't cover 4
No,
shifts.
Or their trainers, I mean, their handlers, 'cause
Yeah,
they have
so-
to be with their handlers, so, yeah.
It seems like a true need.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for
They're
letting me
used a
bring you
lot.
up. I just had heard and I thought, you know what, yeah. And let's get back to the dog pup that's retiring, that kind of thing, so. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good to know we have that coming up.
Yeah.
So easier to.
Would anybody else? Any comments, questions? Welcome.
You gonna put anybody else on the spot?
Yeah, I know that, yeah, like the attorney's daughter. All right. If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you so much for this morning. Have a good day and a good weekend. We're
Happy
adjourned.
Fourth.
Yes. Independence. Ms. Royce, no speeches.